All right, today we're going to dive into a really simple story, but one with a surprisingly powerful lesson. It's all about a boy named Rohan and his garden. And trust me, it's a perfect example of how those small, everyday things we do can make a huge difference. So let's just start with a quick question for you. Have you ever actually taken care of a plant? It could be anything, a little succulent on your desk, maybe some herbs in the kitchen. Just try to remember what that feels like, that sense of responsibility, as we get into the story. Okay, so our story kicks off with Rohan in his garden, which was honestly just stunning. We're not talking about just a little patch of dirt here. No, this was a truly special place, just bursting with life and all sorts of amazing colors. Just picture it, right? This perfect little world he created. You've got colorful flowers popping up everywhere. Naturally, butterflies are visiting all the time, day after day. And if you listened closely, you could probably hear that gentle buzz of bees doing their thing. It was basically the definition of a healthy, happy, thriving garden. But then, things started to change. That garden we were just talking about, that gorgeous, lively place, it started to fade away. The flower beds dried up, those beautiful petals started to wither, and yeah, the butterflies, they stopped coming around. It was like all the life was just draining out of it. So, what on earth happened, right? How does a garden that beautiful just fall apart? Well, the answer is actually pretty simple. It's what happens when that easy daily care gets forgotten. And here it is, the big reason. It wasn't some huge disaster, like a big storm or a swarm of pests. Nope. The reason was way, way simpler. Rohan just forgot to water his flowers. He let that one tiny daily task slip, the one thing that was keeping everything going. And the consequences weren't just for the plants. Seeing this beautiful place that he'd created just wither away, it really affected Rohan. He got sad. And that's such a powerful reminder, isn't it? How our own happiness is so tied to the things and people we care for. But just when Rohan was feeling pretty down about the whole thing, the story takes a turn for the better. His mom steps in, and she doesn't give him a big lecture or anything. Instead, she offers some simple, really loving advice that was about to change everything. And her advice? It was so simple, so perfect. She just said, Rohan, if you just water the plants every day, they'll get green and lush again. See, she didn't focus on what he did wrong. She just pointed him toward a clear, hopeful way to fix it. And the great thing is, Rohan actually listened. He really took what she said to heart and started doing it. He turned her advice into a brand new daily habit. So, what happened when he started being consistent? Well, you can probably guess. After just a few days, the garden started to come back to life. Flowers began to bloom again, and guess who came back with them? The butterflies. The whole little ecosystem was basically healing itself. And as the garden came back, so did Rohan's spirits. His happiness totally bloomed again, right there with the flowers. It was this simple, beautiful reward for just paying attention and caring again. All right, so let's wrap this up. What's the big lesson here? What's the main takeaway from Rohan's whole experience? When you boil it all down, it's just a simple cycle of cause and effect, right? Step 1, neglect. You forget to water, and the flowers wither. Step 2, daily care. You start watering again, and bam, the flowers bloom. It's that straightforward. So the moral of the story is super clear, right? We should take care of our plants every single day and make sure they get water on time. But really, at its core, it's a lesson about something bigger: responsibility, diligence, and that quiet, awesome power of just being consistent. And that really brings us to the final big idea here. Yeah, the story's about a garden, but this lesson applies to, well, everything. So I'm going to leave you with this to think about. What's the garden in your life? What's that one thing? Maybe it's a skill you're learning, a friendship, a project, or hey, even just taking care of yourself. What's that one thing that needs your small, daily dose of care so it can really, truly flourish?